Hello birds! Today I'm coming to you with exciting news. My dwarven fighter is still alive and leveled up in the last session. She is now level 7, which means we get to pick a martial archetype feature. And as she is a battle master, she gets to pick 2 new maneuvers at level 7, and I can replace one she already knows. And I've been toying with the idea of changing one of her 3 maneuvers. She knows parry, riposte, and what was it called? The one where you drop something, disarming attack. Alright, maybe let's have a look at her maneuvers. Disarming attack. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend 1 superiority die to attempt to disarm the target, forcing it to drop 1 item of your choice that it's holding. You add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll, and the target must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, it drops the object you choose. The object lands at its feet. Now, this sounds super useful, but in our campaign, which is Curse of Strahd, I haven't had the chance to use it once, because we are always up against spellcasters. What are they supposed to drop? So, since I haven't used it, I am considering switching it. Now, the other maneuvers she knows: parry. When another creature damages you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction and expend 1 superiority die to reduce the damage by the number you roll on your superiority die plus your dexterity modifier. That's super useful because she's sort of the tank of the party, and she's a dex-based fighter. The other is riposte. When a creature misses you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction and expend 1 superiority die to make a melee weapon attack against the creature. If you hit, you add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll. I use this sparingly in case I need parry as a reaction. And recently we've been swarmed with enemies, and you get only 1 reaction per turn, so I've been very careful with spending my reactions. Now let's keep in mind that I may switch disarming attack for something else. Let's go through the maneuvers, and I honestly haven't made up my mind yet, so you can hear me think a lot, and hopefully by the end of this video I have made up my mind and picked the 2 new maneuvers, because we are going to play in a week, and our DM likes to be informed beforehand about the changes after a level up, which is fair, to be honest. Now, the first one is ambush. When you make a dexterity stealth check or an initiative roll, you can expend one superiority die and add the die to the roll provided you aren't incapacitated. Well, her dex is super high. Let me draw up the character sheet, which you can't see, but I can. She already gets +4 on dex, so she's at a 19 now. Her initiative is also pretty nice, initiative +4. I feel like ambush is wasted, even though I've been rolling very bad on initiative lately. But no, I don't think ambush is going to be in the top 3. Now the next one, and this list is alphabetical, is bait and switch. When you're within 5 feet of a creature on your turn, you can expend one superiority die and switch places with that creature, provided you spend at least 5 feet of movement and the creature is willing and isn't incapacitated. This movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. Roll the superiority die until the start of your next turn. You or the other creature, your choice, gains a bonus to AC equal to the number rolled. Now, when I was thinking with the squishy spellcasters, especially the bard, this might be super useful, even though she tends to keep in the back. Or the healer warlock, but I forgot that they can't be incapacitated. But this would be useful to get them out of harm's way. Or I could just use switch and bait. No, it's the other way around. Bait and switch, just to boost their AC, because it doesn't say that they have to be within reach of an enemy. I think bait and switch is going to be in the top 3. The next one is brace. When a creature you can see moves into the reach you have with a melee weapon you're wielding, you can use your reaction to expend one superiority die and make one attack against the creature using that weapon. If the attack hits, add the superiority die to the weapon's damage roll. I don't really see the benefit of this. Except that it alters the order of initiative. No. Moving on. Commander's Strike. When you take the attack action, on your turn you can forego one of your attacks and use a bonus action to direct one of your companions to strike. When you do so, choose a friendly creature who can see or hear you and expend one superiority die. That creature can immediately use its reaction to make one weapon attack, adding the superiority die to the attack's damage roll. Okay. So instead of, she's dual wielding, so I get 3 attacks anyway. Instead of making 3 attacks, she would make 2, and the bonus action would simply be an attack by someone else. But it says weapon attack. Can the spellcasters be commanded to attack in my place. I don't think so. So that would leave just, well, 2 spellcasters and 2 half spellcasters. Do warlocks count as full spellcasters? I never know. Well, one of the warlocks has a sword, and the blood hunter has 2 swords, and the other warlock relies on spells, and the bard relies on spells and sometimes throws pebbles, magic pebbles at stuff. Commander strike. I don't know. This might be one of those maneuvers that sound cool, but not in the context of our campaign and our party. So, no. The next one is commanding presence. When you make a charisma intimidation, a charisma performance, or a charisma persuasion check, you can expend 1 superiority die and add the superiority die to the ability check. Now, charisma is my dump stat. If I remember correctly, she has 7 points in charisma, which is a modifier of -2. So she fails every single time she has to do something with charisma. But interestingly enough, she is proficient in intimidation, which buffers it up to +1. I think that was some of her background features, if I remember correctly. Now, commanding presence. I've been thinking to use the next ability score improvement to bolster charisma. I might just use commanding presence to do that. I get to roll an extra d8. That's pretty dope. But then, role-playing wise, I've really been leaning into the low charisma. She doesn't know how to talk to people, just like myself in real life. She's a bit socially awkward. She's the muscle of the group, so to speak, and I don't think... No. Then we have disarming attack, which I've read previously. The next one is distracting strike. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend 1 superiority die to distract the creature, giving your allies an opening. You add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll. The next attack roll against the target by an attacker other than you has advantage if the attack is made before the start of your next turn. It doesn't say whether it has to be weapon attack, does it? This might be useful for the spellcasters to get an Eldritch Blast in there. Let's keep this one in mind. So far, bait and switch and distracting strike are on my mental list. I get to choose 2 maneuvers, right? God, my memory. Anyway, the next one is evasive footwork. When you move, you can expend one superiority die, rolling the die and adding the number rolled to your AC until you stop moving. Okay, so this would be useful if you move through a group of enemies and your plan is to just tank the attacks of opportunity. I'm not so sure about this. The next one is fainting attack. You can expend one superiority die and use a bonus action on your turn to feint, choosing one creature within 5 feet of you as your target. You have advantage on your next attack roll against that creature this turn. If that attack hits, add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll. I like this as a player, but this is way too sophisticated for the dwarf. She's a little slasher. Okay, goading attack. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend one superiority die to attempt to goad the target into attacking you. You add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll and the target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the target has disadvantage on all attack rolls against targets other than you until the end of your next turn. Alright. This looks nice on paper, but she gets attacked all the time anyway, so I don't need to goad anyone into attacking her because she's the tank of the group. Also, all those damn vampires have very high wisdom, so I don't see them failing the saving throw. Ooh, the next one sounds good. Let's see. Grappling strike. Immediately after you hit a creature with a melee attack on your turn, you can expend one superiority die and then try to grapple the target as a bonus action. See the player's handbook for rules on grappling. Add the superiority die to your strength athletics check. Okay. She's proficient in athletics though and has a +5, so this might be wasted because I can grapple enemies as a bonus action anyway, or as an attack. I don't really see why I would need the superiority die for this. Nope. The next one, lunging attack. When you make a melee weapon attack on your turn, you can expend one superiority die to increase your reach for that attack by 5 feet. If you hit, you add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll. Okay. But again, she's always in the thick of it. And due to the mobile feat, she has more movement anyway. No, I don't think so. The next one is maneuvering attack. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend one superiority die to maneuver one of your comrades into a more advantageous position. You add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll and you choose a friendly creature who can see or hear you. That creature can use its reaction to move up to half its speed without provoking opportunity attacks from the target of your attack. Okay, so I could move one of my friends out of harm's way if they want to. But again, bait and switch is pretty good. Well, the next one is menacing attack. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend one superiority die to attempt to frighten the target. You add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll and the target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it is frightened of you until the end of your next turn. Okay. This would be cool role-playing wise, but I can see one pitfall. My dwarf got 2 magic axes, cursed axes, and when she takes damage while holding the axes, she has to make a wisdom saving throw or go berserk. Thus far, I have failed every single wisdom saving throw. Being berserk means she has to attack the enemy until there are no more enemies or they are more than 60 feet away from her, I think. This also means she can't use maneuvers as bonus actions, for example, because she has to attack relentlessly. Now, just imagine I manage to frighten a creature and then the curse kicks in and that creature happened to be the closest to her. She's going to follow that frightened creature which is trying to get away from her, and she'll get too far away from all the action. This, I don't think I'm going to risk it. Maybe I get the game mechanics wrong. Maybe I should talk to my DM about this. But this could be really bad for her and the party. Okay, the next one is parry. I'm going to keep that. The one after that is precision attack. When you make a weapon attack roll against the creature, you can expend one superiority die to add it to the roll. Okay. You can use this maneuver before or after making the roll, but before any effects of the attack are applied. I don't see the advantage of this. And I don't have problems hitting anything because her dex is so high. No, this seems like a waste. The next one is pushing attack. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend one superiority die to attempt to drive the target back. You add the die to the attack's damage roll, and if the target is large or smaller, it must make a strength saving throw. On a fail save, you push the target up to 15 feet away from you. But I don't want them to get away from me. Also, I took a feat that allows her to get away without attacks of opportunity by targets she has attacked. That was either mobile or squad nimbleness. No, I don't see the benefit in this. The next one is quick toss. As a bonus action, you can expend one superiority die and make a ranged attack with a weapon that has the thrown property. You can draw the weapon as part of making this attack. If you hit, add the superiority die to the weapon's damage roll. Again, this might not be possible with our campaign's game mechanic and the cursed axes, because the curse says she doesn't want to part with them. That means she would never toss one of those axes. And I don't think she would put them away to draw one of her other axes. She has a lot of them to throw one. So this one might be a waste. Moving on, rally. On your turn, you can use a bonus action and expend one superiority die to bolster the resolve of one of your companions. When you do so, choose a friendly creature who can see or hear you. That creature gains temporary hit points equal to the superiority die roll plus your charisma modifier. My charisma modifier is -2. No. Unfortunately, that doesn't work. My superiority die is 1d8 -2, 1d6. And what if I roll badly and it goes in the negative? Do they get minus? Do they get negative hit points? Oh, damn you. Charisma stat. Okay, riposte. I'm keeping. The next one is sweeping attack. When you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, you can expend one superiority die to attempt to damage another creature with the same attack. I'm already sold. Choose another creature within 5 feet of the original target and within your reach. If the original attack roll would hit the second creature, it takes damage equal to the number you roll on your superiority die. The damage is of the same type dealt by the original attack. Oh hell yes, I'm going to take this. Just imagine that angry dwarven lady swirling her 2 battle axes. Well, they are not battle axes, but you know, the axes she carries into battle, damn it. Swirling around, mowing everything down within reach. That's so sexy. Sweeping attack it is. Okay, I have decided sweeping attack is definitely one of the 2 new maneuvers she's going to learn, but bait and switch is still up for discussion, with 2 more maneuvers to go. The next one is tactical assessment. When you make an intelligence investigation, an intelligence history, or a wisdom insight check, you can expend 1 superiority die and add the superiority die to the ability check. Well, we already have 2 smart investigators. Which is weird because she has the highest intelligence of the group. And her intelligence is only 11, if I remember correctly. But one of the warlocks is so stupid he can't even read. I think his intelligence is 7 or 8. But he's cute, so it's fine. And he's a badass fighter. Okay. Trip attack is the last one. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend one superiority die to attempt to knock the target down. You add the die to the attack's damage roll, and if the target is large or smaller, it must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, you knock the target prone. Well, all those vampires aren't very strong. They rely on good looks and charisma. I'm not sure. Oh boy, choices have to be made. So I'm taking sweeping attack, and I think I'm going to take bait and switch. Simply for the boost of AC to one of my friends. Okay, now last question. Do I switch disarming attack? Because spellcasters can't drop anything. They can't drop a spell. And even if well, they're not holding their component pouch. Let's read it again. Maybe I misunderstand how disarming attack works. Forcing it to drop one item of your choice that it's holding. Well, they are not holding their component pouches or arcane foci, so they can't drop that. This is a waste. I think I'm going to switch it. Oh, switch it for what though? Oh, this is tricky. Maybe maneuvering attack. To maneuver one of your comrades into a more advantageous position. That could move them into spell range or out of spell range. Oh wait. The comrade I'm choosing can use its reaction to move up to half its speed without provoking opportunity attacks from the target of your attack. Half its movement. That's 15 feet. Presuming this means full movement. If they have used all their movement on their turn, can they still move 15 feet if I use this? Oh damn. This will require further thought, I think. Or maybe I have already picked one maneuver to be a better team player, which is bait and switch. Sweeping attack is full-on tank dwarf. What if I take evasive footwork so I can just barrel through groups of enemies? Oh. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to use this. I'm going to switch for evasive footwork and drop disarming attack. Oh, this is going to be great. But there's more, because at 7th level I get also Know Your Enemy. Starting at 7th level, if you spend at least 1 minute observing or interacting with another creature outside combat, you can learn certain information about its capabilities compared to your own. The DM tells you if the creature is your equal, superior, or inferior in regard to 2 of the following characteristics of your choice: Strength score, Dexterity score, Constitution score, Armor class, current hit points, total class levels if any, fighter class levels if any. Ooh, this is nice, because we ended the last session by leaving Castle Ravenloft, for the dinner party. Spoiler alert. We left Castle Ravenloft, and if I remember correctly, Rahadin has escorted us outside, and I would love to know. No, I would love my character to know his dex score and his hit points, or maybe his armor class, because he's not a vampire. He's an elf. Because we are going to have to fight him when we come back to Castle Ravenloft to save Irina, who we were forced to leave behind for now. But she promised us to invite us to her wedding with Strahd, so yay. Okay. Do I get anything else at 7th level? I don't think so. No, this is a Battle Master feature at 7th level. Nice. Okay. Oh man. This is going to be awesome. I'm so looking forward to next week. So, this was me rambling about my player character, the dwarven fighter with a drinking problem and a love for stealing things. On a side note, I have been thinking about taking rogue classes, but new maneuvers is way cooler. Also, if I remember correctly, the first rogue level would give me sneak attack, which is cool as a rogue feature, but she's not sneaky. She dashes at people and punches them. That's just how she rolls. The only roguish characteristic about her is that she loots and steals all the time. But that's just down to her alignment, I think. But she has permission to loot Castle Ravenloft and steal everything she can reach. Irina said so, and she's going to be the new lady of the house, so Is it still stealing then? Is it still fun if it's not stealing? So many questions. But that was today's video about my dwarf having leveled up to level 7. And we have picked new Battle Master maneuvers. I hope you like this. I still can't gauge if you find this interesting when I ramble about my player character. I love her to death. And, well, if you don't like it, then I guess you just won't listen to this video. As always, it was a pleasure. I hope you found this relaxing. Maybe you learned something, maybe both. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Until then, bye bye, fellow nerds.